Hey everyone,
I'm Darren.
I'm Mike, and we are
The Froze Bros. Mike, we started while I have Uncrustables stuck in my mouth.
Yeah, we had to have a little appetizer for this episode. We're recording a little bit later than usual and just didn't want to run out of juice.
We're going high end here, obviously, with a Smucker's Uncrustable.
Indeed. Yeah, fine stuff. Ran out of juice, or should I say jam. Anyway, we have a great guest today. Very excited. We have Shaun back with us.
Hey guys.
Hey, Shaun.
Hey, good to be back.
Yeah, we'll be reviewing the Uncrustables, but first we're gonna start.
I'm still chewing. Yeah,
Darren's still getting there.
This is a new thing for us. We've got multiple things to review today.
We're going.
We've done a review of a couple of things at once. I think maybe the only one was your birthday when we did the pizza and ice cream cake.
Yep.
But 420 is coming, and we got the munchies.
We got the munchies.
We got the munchies.
Yeah.
So Darren went to the 7-Eleven. He raided the 7-Eleven.
Yeah. So we're just going to review a bunch of stuff that you can buy in the freezer cabinet of a convenience store.
Woo!
After midnight.
After midnight, yeah. I mean, in Boston, not much after midnight.
Yeah, that's true.
There
Yeah.
are some 24-hour.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I think that some of the 7-Elevens are 24-hour.
I think the one nearest me is only open till midnight. I have gone there. I have been at 11:45 and what's open? And just right under the wire.
I will say my go-to convenience store. Well, there's the small ones. Mine close at 9 o'clock.
Really?
They're not. Yeah, one of them closes at 9. One closes at 10. CVS is typically my go-to.
Yeah.
They lie about their hours though online. So twice now I have pulled into the parking lot. All the lights are on. I walk over to the door and it's locked. And then I get back in my car and I watch somebody else pull up and they do the same thing. They get back in their car and everyone's angry. So I don't know why. This is clearly an issue. I don't know why they don't just update their hours. But this is a problem I've run into multiple times.
No one cares.
I guess not.
Yeah.
Are you near the Cumberland Farms? And there's maybe more than one Cumberland Farms in Brighton, and I can't even tell you the name of the street.
I don't think so, no.
You just sort of drive into Brighton and you don't turn, and eventually you get to the Cumberland Farms.
That sounds right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're... No.
It's pretty big.
We're in Belmont now, but we used to be in Brighton.
Okay.
And then when we were there was a 7-Eleven down the street. And I did go, and that one was good. They were open late, got wine there all the time.
Nice.
That was solid.
There's one not far from the car wash and the liquor store that I don't know the name of.
Yeah.
I don't know the names of any.
I've been to that.
I just know how to get places. I can't tell anyone.
Is this a 7-Eleven or is this another?
This is a 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I've been to that 7-Eleven. I picked up Uber Eats orders there.
You figured out where that was.
I know exactly. Well, there's only one car wash that I could think of at least. I picked up people's Uber Eats orders there, which is always weird because it's it's just like a Gatorade, and then it's in a bed, but it's in a bag, and then it's typically they buy food and then they add on a 7-Eleven, which is the 7-Eleven guy is always really annoyed that he had to do it because he clearly had to just go and shop for this person, and then I'm just picking it up for him.
Yeah, this clearly hungover person.
Yeah, right. So that's my typical experience at 7-Eleven. Apparently,
my daughter has used Uber Eats to get an ice cream cone.
Oh,
a cone?
It's nice.
Yeah.
You're really putting a lot of pressure on that driver.
Yeah.
Well, they put it in a styrofoam container lying down.
Okay. A cup with a cone.
It came pretty soft.
Yeah. Yeah. No, anytime I delivered ice cream, I was so stressed out because I'd be afraid that it was going to melt. There was one time where I picked up, I got a little risky. I took a DoorDash and an Uber Eats at the same time from the same place, and they went in completely different directions, and I didn't know that was going to happen. Yeah. And I was texting the person I'm so sorry, I'll be there as soon as I can. It was a 20-minute drive in the other direction and then back. And I don't think they were thrilled about it, but they didn't respond to my texts, so I didn't have to hear about it at least.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Just anonymous down ratings.
Yeah, I do think that I think I got a thumbs down or a
whatever it is.
Yeah, but I earned that. That's on me. I'll take it.
It's a learning situation.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure.
But let's before we really get into the meat of it.
The meat. Do we have any? We do have some meat.
Don't have any meat.
Okay.
Just a callback.
We'll get into that.
There's got to be little tiny pieces of meat.
There's a few pepperonis on the bagel bites or something.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, let's talk about what we've been eating.
What we've been eating.
What we've been meeting.
Meeting.
There we go.
Sorry.
Now we go.
I might have some meat in one of the things I get. No
meat.
No, I don't. Actually, I made a video this week that went online, but I can.
You're gonna double dip?
Yeah. I mean, I've got something else too. I don't remember if it was the episode we had with Max, Shaun, or just an episode with Max and myself. Frozen soup came up, and
frozen soup.
I didn't think there was any frozen soup, but
it's such a canned staple.
Because he said that that soup company that he worked for made frozen soup.
They made chowder.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Chowder definitely you can get frozen.
We got to try some chowder or bisque frozen. But I got a barley and mushroom soup from a company called Tabachnik. And I found a few others in the freezer too. I guess I've just never looked for soup before.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not hard to freeze, I would imagine, and
it
thaw.
comes as an ice cube.
Yeah,
basically.
right. I bought people super cubes. Do you know what those are? It's like soup, but like super spelled with soup. And they're little, like, they look like big ice trays, like silicone ice trays. And you pour soup into them and then you freeze it. And it's supposed to be like one serving of soup. So then you can make a bunch of soup and then you dump it out into a pot and you just cook it. So I guess freezing soup is totally normal.
Yeah, it's normal.
Yeah.
My mom used to freeze soup, but it's just that you can make, if you're selling it, you can make shelf-stable soup, and you can make in a box or in a can,
right?
And that's even more convenient. It's just that maybe you can make it a little fresher, or it keeps,
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. My aunt used to make chicken soup and just freeze the broth,
right,
and then use it later.
Just the broth. Nice.
Yeah. But this wasn't that great.
Good to know. What was the brand again?
Tabachnik. It's kosher. Passover.
Okay. There's a lot of kosher food going around right now.
It is low sodium. I added salt and pepper for taste.
Yeah, you would have to.
It looks nothing like what's on the box. It's just sort of mushy and tasteless.
What did it look like on the box? I'm imagining soup. Like soup can only look like so much. Okay, it looks like it's got a lot of stuff in it.
Looks pretty nice.
Yeah, those look like pretty full vegetables.
Yeah, in the box you can see like whole slices of mushrooms and celery, carrots. None of that was really visible in the soup itself. It was just a brown mush.
Oh,
mush.
I also had, and I think we've talked about this before, I got some Argentine red shrimp.
Ooh.
We might have talked about because I really like the Argentine red shrimp. They almost taste like lobster. Was that your experience?
Not exactly like lobster, but not like regular shrimp either.
Yeah.
Maybe a little sweeter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made that, put it on some fettuccine.
Was this frozen or was this real?
It was frozen.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I have not.
You gotta try it. It is more expensive than regular shrimp.
Well, of course.
If you go looking for it, it's in most stores.
Yeah. I feel like I'm always kind of afraid about cooking frozen shrimp.
Oh yeah?
Well, I always have hesitations. I feel like I'm confused about the thawing process.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, I'm kind of confused about the thawing process of most meats. Okay. I don't love freezing meats because I never know how to thaw them other than leave it in the refrigerator and forget about it. And then it's too late and then you throw it out.
Sure, yeah.
And then there's the whole thing with shrimp where you gotta clean out the poop, which always scares me.
Do you do that? If you buy them deveined.
I usually get them deveined.
Right. Yes. But then I'm like, well, what if it's not? And then I don't know if I'm supposed to buy.
You don't have to worry too much about it. You can eat the poop.
I don't want to eat the poop. Come on,
eat the poop. I just said.
I'm going to stay away from shrimp poop.
I think we just already heard the line that I'm going to use for the end of that.
You can eat the poop. It's
There's
fun.
a song in there.
You can eat the poop.
It's like a Willy Wonka song. You can eat the poop now.
It's not bad for you.
I'm not going to eat the poop now. Unless you want me to.
Last thing, I went to Free Cone Day at Ben & Jerry's this week. Got myself a Cherry Garcia.
It's really unbelievable work they're doing over there.
Went after lunch and before school got out, right in that window of 2 o'clock.
Okay, yeah.
No wait at all.
Really?
Just walked through and got it.
That was my question. Because I feel like the only time I've ever seen, I don't know when Free Cone Day is, I've definitely drove by and seen a line of people.
You know, it's free cone day,
and I'm like, oh,
the giant
yeah,
line.
now it's free cone day. I'm not going to go.
Yeah.
So that's
usually early April. It's
early. Okay.
When it's still just a little too cold for people to get ice cream.
Right.
So they want to draw them in there.
Yeah. That's smart.
Remind them that they're still there.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I missed free cone day. I do have one what I've been eating. So from BJ's, I got the breaded and minced onion rings. Mm-hmm. So I think this is very funny packaging because there's basically no branding on it.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't even say the name of the company.
It looks like the company is breaded and what is it?
Breaded and minced.
Yeah, that's the company.
It's like
all their food is breaded and minced.
It's like the pizza cupcakes. That was just the name of the brand and the company.
But this was not started in Brooklyn. This was started in a large manufacturing plant. But yeah, the brand actually is Bella's Harvest. It's in a small icon in the back. And the onions are mint.
That's how you brand your company. You just hide the logo.
Don't let anyone know.
Make it like a little puzzle for the eater to find.
It did feel pretty fun. This is unusual.
Yeah, right.
Minced onion rings.
It's minced, yeah.
Yeah, what is that? So they're chopped up within the ring? Is that
it? So they just make a paste of the onions in ring form and then bread it.
What's holding the paste together?
I don't know how they do it. It's like a mystery.
Egg in there or something?
My guess is they would have to make it into a ring and freeze it, and then you can dip it in the breading.
The onion is in ring shape as it is.
But there's onion cast-offs that no one's doing anything with.
That is a good point, actually. If this is all onion waste, then I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just helping the environment.
Right.
You know?
Onion waste rings.
That's what they should be.
They are. Yeah,
they shouldn't be breaded and minced. They should be onion
If they're
waste.
doing this anyway, I want to see them mix the onion with something else too. Try some other, like onion.
That's a good point. I like that.
Onion scallion.
Maybe
that's exactly what
onion shallot.
Onion and chive.
Yeah.
A little garlic in there.
But also, why go back to rings? Like, you could do any shape at that point.
That's true. But any other shape is just for kids.
It's,
it's
like that. I was going to say
dinosaurs?
Dino onions, I guess.
See, I went right to onion balls.
I would eat an onion ball. That's fine.
I think that would emphasize the gooiness. So let me.
Yes, that is true.
So I'm eating it. The flavor is good. The breading is actually quite nice. I cooked them in the air fryer.
Well, okay.
I think I left them in a little bit longer than the package said. I didn't do. You know, you're supposed to do one layer. I didn't just do one layer. I wanted some more onion rings than that.
Right.
But then they didn't all cook all the way through, so I shook them up, left them in a little longer. Mm-hmm. But the flavor is good. The breading's good. They're nice and crispy. But they are like, you feel like you're eating an onion goo. So I don't know. I'm going to eat more of them because it's a giant bag from BB.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
but, I don't know. I like it.
It's interesting. I don't know if I can get behind it.
Probably not getting more, but I will finish.
Maybe like onion sticks or onion fries, like chicken fries.
Onion fries is a good idea.
But with onion.
Yeah, they could have made them fry shape.
Could have made onion fry.
I think that we should call up the mysterious name of this company.
Bella's Harvest.
Bella's Harvest.
Miss Bella.
What you just said, though, I do that all the time. If I try something and I don't like it, I still finish it completely.
Sure, yeah. I mean, we're not wasters here.
Yeah, no.
I bought them to save some onion scraps.
And you've seen when you eat. I pick every last crumb off my plate.
That's true. He's fully clean plate club.
And because if you didn't, you'd have to mince up all the food you didn't eat and then fry it into a new thing. Form it into a circle, freeze it, and then fry it.
It's a mandate.
Yeah. Right, yeah. So I can't think of any frozen food that I've eaten recently, which is a real bummer. And I wasn't prepared for this, if I'm being totally honest. But do I have permission to talk about a non-frozen food that I've experimented with this week?
Yeah, let's see. We can always cut it.
Please, I pray this makes the cut. Have you guys heard about dense bean salads?
No. I thought you were just eating beef. What is that?
How much
denser can it get?
I guess it's the food around it that makes it dense.
Okay.
I've been talking about dense bean salads for weeks now.
Okay.
Every time I go to the grocery store, I go, I forgot to get the ingredients for the dense bean salad. I don't know what I need. I've been meaning to, because the idea is they're like a very like high in fiber, high in like there's a lot of veggies and obviously beans. And you put it all in a bowl, and then you make some kind of a dressing, and it like kind of marinates throughout the week.
Okay.
This is all over Instagram. I've been totally influenced at this point by
none
big,
of us are
big
immune
dense
to
bean
influence.
salad.
It happens all.
No, I'm very susceptible to influence at this point. So I made one, and I basically made like a Greek salad, but with, it was like cucumbers, tomatoes. Was that it? That might have been it. And beans. And then, and I had chickpeas and like great northern beans or something.
Okay.
I'm not even a big bean guy. I don't know why I like went all in on this.
It's nice to experiment and try new beans, though.
There's
so many beans.
That is true. I don't eat enough beans, and I need to eat more.
I've been trying to eat more beans, too. Maybe I should try this.
Try a dense bean. Because the other thing is that I was like, well, this will last me a couple days. I can bring it to work. I can eat it for lunch. So I made it, and like it's just okay. It's pretty mushy by the end. Like the whole it gets better over time. Not totally true.
Sure.
Can you freeze it?
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's the solution.
I don't see a world where you can't freeze it.
Yeah. Get it in your super ice cube.
You get those super cubes, and then sponsor. And then
bean
freeze it.
Ice cubes.
It's brilliant.
Bean ice cubes.
Bean cubes.
Yeah.
And then you just are you putting those in water, or are you going to melt those down?
You're putting them in a cocktail.
Would a frozen bean be like? I'm trying to think what the texture of a frozen bean would be. Would that be still kind of soft?
It'd probably be soft. The problem is with freezing things is that when the ice crystals grow, they expand and they're sharp. So they end up breaking a lot of cell walls.
Right.
And things get mushier, and that's the issue. But I think the bean...
And a bean is already pretty mushy.
It's already mushy, so it's probably just fine.
I think you guys got to try frozen beans.
Look at that.
We should try frozen beans.
Mike R. the science
That was really... I didn't expect to learn at all tonight.
One of my favorite cookbooks is... it's called It's Always Freezer Season. And it teaches you... Half of the book is just teaching you the concepts of how to freeze. Like what freezes well and what doesn't and why.
Yep.
So this is where I've learned all this. Check it out. It's a good book. This is not sponsored content.
Not yet.
I just like the book.
Hit us up. Whatever the offer.
What
Mr. Freeze.
I'm thinking about contacting some companies for sponsorship, though. I don't know if we're quite at the numbers we need to be yet, though.
With
Tell
their
your friends,
though. I don't think that's how it works. But
you start with some local companies.
That's right.
Hood, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
We want Hoodsy
Brighams.
cups. We want our
I guess
pictures.
we have to choose probably between those two.
Oh, that might be
Yeah,
you
don't competitors.
Well, You're stuck. You might have to go more local than that though. Maybe like a Richardson's, like an ice cream chain or something like that.
Maybe just like a corner store.
That's probably the best bet actually.
By one guy.
Yeah.
You're in Belmont now. You need to try Santore's. Is it
is it an ice cream place?
Yeah.
Or is it?
Yeah.
Rankators or whatever.
Yeah, Rankatore.
That I have not tried, but I see it all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
they've got a
that's
couple of
good.
locations.
Yeah, I've seen it around. It seems great. Everyone loves it.
That's good.
There's a place in my neighborhood called Arts Creamery. And it's owned also by Arts Specialties. There's a guy who, if he's ever listening, he's going to be so offended that we have this whole lore about him. But there's a guy who works, who I'm pretty sure owns Arts Specialties, but it is like a chain, and we just assume that guy is Art. And then he now has like a gelato ice cream place across the street, and we go like, oh yeah, Art was working tonight. But then we go like, what if that is his name? Like every time we go, there's like always like a little like, well, I don't actually know what he is. What his name is? I'm never going to ask him.
No, you have to.
I'm never going to ask him. I'm going to move out of there. I'm never going to see him again. I'll never know his name.
Bring him a Froze Bros sticker.
That I will do, actually.
Okay.
We'll see if he can get it in the store. I'm sure he would.
All right.
I do have another little news. I started seeing a dietitian recently.
Nice.
And so I was doing some food journaling this past week, and he was basically like, your diet is quite varied.
That sounds like a good thing to me.
I mean, he meant more like, sometimes you eat well and sometimes you eat like trash.
Right.
But we're gonna shift that over towards eating more well. But
is that what he said? Did he say, I'm gonna prescribe you to eat more well?
Eat more well.
Eat more well.
Well, we have a few little goals. Little baby steps.
If what we're eating tonight has to get reported, I think you might be the subject of a medical journal article.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm going to be putting this in my food journal.
Rip that page out. The dog ate your homework on that one.
Sorry. Anyway, I think we're ready to get into the episode.
Yeah. Should we rate this Uncrustable first, or should we rate everything at the end?
As a whole?
No. Every product gets its own rating.
This is a question I have is, are we rating are we going to go through the packaging, the whimsy for every single item?
We don't have to talk at length. I'll give me a second. I'll go grab the box.
Okay.
Give it like a 1 minute.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'll look at the actual packaging. Just
there
it is. Just so you know I'm not lying.
Yeah.
It does say it has unbelievably soft bread baked fresh in the USA. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's good.
The tariffs aren't going to affect Uncrustables.
Yeah. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, same price for these. I mean, the jelly comes from China for sure.
That is almost definitely. Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming it's Smucker's jam. The Smucker's is the brand of the Uncrustable.
And it looks like Smucker's looks like it's based in Orrville, Ohio.
But it seems like the kind of corporation that would import their jelly from China.
Is it Al Roker who does this? No, it was even before him. I'm dating myself here. There was a guy who did the Smucker's birthdays on some news show. If you were 100 years old, one of the morning news shows wished you a happy birthday, and the whole segment was brought to you by Smucker's.
Wow.
I think.
You think they ran out of 100-year-old people? There weren't enough.
There should be more 100-year-old people. There should be more. They realized I'm aiming to be the first 150-year-old.
Well, that's a good goal, Darren.
Yeah, no. Some scientists have been saying for years.
And that's when Darren stopped doing the podcast.
Yeah, that the first person to live to 150 is likely already alive.
Wow.
So,
it's going to be that guy who
that's going to be
children's blood or whatever in his.
I think that guy is definitely dying early.
Yeah, 100%.
He's doing too many crazy.
He's got
things.
like 3 years left.
Yeah.
So that's going to be some Gen Xer who lived through being a latchkey kid.
Yep.
Skateboard accidents, concussions from falling off the bike without a helmet.
Right. Yeah.
We're just indestructible.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Eating a lot of preservatives in your life.
Right. Yeah.
Well, what are we calling this episode? Is this the 7-Eleven Munchies raid?
I don't know. I don't know what we're going to call it.
Munchie Mania.
Munchie Mania.
Is that?
Munchie.
No. Mucho Mania was the name of an all-you-can-eat buffet at a Mexican restaurant that I ate once, where I got screwed over and they tried to charge us for a fourth plate. Yeah.
And why did they do that?
It was 3 people got the buffet, 1 person didn't, but then it was my girlfriend, and then she ate my corn. And the waitress came over and she was like, she didn't tell us, she just put it on the bill.
Yeah.
And then we were like, excuse me, only 3 of us got Mucho Mania. Which, by the way, we made it very clear we didn't know what Mucho Mania was. We kept being like, what are the rules? It was very confusing. You could get certain entrees and certain appetizers, but not everything.
Okay.
And then she came over.
So it wasn't a buffet.
It was like all you can eat specific items. You could keep ordering certain apps. Yeah. And then she came over and we were like, yeah, there's a 4th one on here. And we only ordered 3 Mucho Manias. And she went, but you ate the corn, didn't you? And we were like, are you kidding me?
I do have to corn. I have to go back and say, she ate my corn. Sounds like a euphemism for something.
Well, she did. Yeah, she did also eat my corn later that night.
Yeah, I mean, that's, as is tradition.
So this is an Ohio company, Orrville, Ohio. Bread baked fresh in the USA, unbeatably soft bread. I think they're right on that.
I think so too.
Very soft.
My daughter used to get these all the time as a kid. Sometimes just eat them straight from the freezer.
Yeah. I was going to say, I almost kind of wanted to eat one just kind of frozen still.
There's probably more.
There's one left.
If I'm still hungry at the end of this, I might. Because then you get like the frozen peanut butter and it's like a little crunchy.
I like frozen peanut butter.
Yeah.
And it's not so hard that you feel like you're gnawing on it.
The key, I remember, I forget if we did this or if this is the thing I read, but you would, on a car ride, you'd throw them on the dash and then they would sit in the sun and you'd do it for like 5 minutes. So they would thaw just a little bit and then you'd eat it while it was still a little bit frozen. That was like the perfect way to do it. On like a little car, I
had these out for maybe just about 30 minutes.
That was fast.
Mine was a little cold right in the center, but not frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was like perfect, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
What do the instructions say? How long is this supposed to? It's supposed to be a half hour? Cold.
They're pulling out like a meat thermometer and poking it into the Uncrustable.
It's probably someone who thinks you got to get to the 60 minutes for it to cook.
Yeah. Yeah, it's raw otherwise.
I must have had one of these before. And we mentioned, we did the peanut butter and strawberry jam, right? It's called a peanut butter and strawberry jam sandwich. I liked this more than I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about, Japanese convenience stores, and they have really good sandwiches, prepared foods. This bread is so soft. It reminded me of that. And yeah, it's pretty delightful.
Yeah. I think these are delicious. I think it made me so happy. It's like a taste of childhood. I was transported back to like 11 years old, coming home from the park. I just played a hearty game of wiffle ball. I probably lost and cried, but I came home and I opened up the freezer.
This is the only thing that could soothe your tears.
That's right. I sopped it up with the soft bread.
Yeah, it does. Could use a little salt.
A little salt, yeah.
It does. Mention it.
Yeah. No, I loved these.
So you had these as a kid?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Not like a ton. Like I don't. But it was like a treat when we did.
Yeah.
But I was there was like a time in my life I remember when I was a kid that I like exclusively ate peanut butter and jelly. So this all tracks for me.
Yeah. It's all making sense. Yeah. I think these predate me or post-date. We predate.
Right.
The Uncrustable.
Yes, it definitely wasn't around when I was a kid. Yeah. You had to spread the peanut butter and jelly onto Wonder Bread.
When I was a kid, you had to make your own peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, okay? This is why your generation is soft.
That's right. We had Uncrustables and participation trophies.
You didn't even have to eat crust. What is going on?
I don't believe I ever made my own, though. My mom made it. This is maybe one of the few things she could cook.
Did she cut the crust off?
Or did you eat the crust? Didn't mind the crust.
Yeah. Okay.
No, even as a kid, I liked the crusty bread.
I never asked to cut the crust. I never loved the crust, but I didn't ask for it to be cut off. I think because I thought it was a waste. Nowadays, I'd cut it off, mince it.
Yeah. I'm making a little money in that.
That's right.
In a tangent, we weren't going to do too much of these tonight, but in 5th grade, I remember specifically, girl in my class, Louise, real name, if you're listening, you know who you are.
Hi, Louise.
Hated the crust on her sandwiches. Her mom usually cut it off. One day, she forgot to.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Mom.
Louise ripped it off herself.
That sounds good.
The nun, our teacher, Sister Magdalene.
Hi, Sister Magdalene.
She's dead and she deserves none of your respect.
Hi, Sister Magdalene.
At some point, she made all of us cry.
Sister Magdalene.
None of us could go out for recess until Louise ate those crusts.
Oh, my God.
Really?
And what nuns used to be like.
At the time, I just wanted Louise to eat those fucking crusts.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm glad she refused.
Yeah.
She just straight up refused?
She absolutely refused.
Louise, we appreciate you for sticking to your guns.
I'm just going to sit here in my seat, make this nasty face, crossed her arms, and just sat there. Fucking good for her.
Yeah.
She should run for president.
I agree. Yeah. Louise for president, for sure.
Her family owned a donut shop in the town I grew up in.
Did they cut the crust off all the donuts? Off the jelly donuts specifically? It's an open-faced jelly donut.
Nothing but peanut butter and jelly in the bowl.
That's right.
Why don't they make peanut butter and jelly donuts?
I was just thinking that. That sounds so good.
Somebody's got to.
Because is it hard to pipe? Well, you can pipe peanut butter in.
You can definitely do both because...
Warm it a little bit.
Yeah, right.
I worked at a bakery when I was in high school.
Wow.
And normally on weekdays it was 1 shot of jelly, but on Sundays it was 2 shots of jelly.
Really?
So just to say, there's room for 2 shots in there.
Yeah.
And you could do 1 of peanut butter, 1 of jelly. Why not?
Yeah. Do them at the same time so they kind of like go in together.
Ideally, you want them even.
I never liked jelly donuts. I just don't like it.
I like them. They're not my favorite, but I'm into it.
They're a top 2 for sure.
Top 2?
Top 2.
What's your other one?
Boston cream.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Boston cream's my number 1.
I'll eat a Boston
custard,
cream.
known as custard in Connecticut.
Yeah. I'll eat that. I just prefer like a chocolate frosted, glazed.
When you say chocolate, you're like the chocolate donut that has frost, like, just the icing.
Not
on
the
it.
chocolate
glaze?
Covered, like chocolate. It's
the cake it's a cake donut that's chocolate. Yeah. Those are delightful.
Those are good.
Mm-hmm.
I might prefer a chocolate and a jelly munchkin, not together. No, but versus the full donut.
Yeah.
I think those are good as in munchkin size.
Bites.
Yeah.
My go-to munchkin order is just chocolate and glazed.
Wow.
You're allowed to do that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do anything you
Yeah.
want. It's
You
Dunkin'
had to
Donuts.
get them as a mix. You know, like when you get a fruit salad and there's always some you don't really
You have
want.
to get the cantaloupe.
Please pick out the pineapple.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're just throwing them in a box.
Yeah.
You just go like, don't throw those ones in. Even on the app, that lets you pick.
Well, I thought they just fry it. You know, they're all fried together. It's all made together
Right.
in my mind. Anyway. Yeah. Wait. What's your second favorite donut after Boston cream?
I would say after. Oh, that's a tough question. It might be blueberry.
Really?
It might. I love a
didn't even
blueberry
know
donut.
that that's a thing.
Try a blueberry donut. They're so
yeah,
good.
I think
They're
It's
like
kinda
they're always
old fashioned.
Yeah, but they're like a little bit. They're usually glazed, and then they're a little moist, and I think they're delightful. I think they're great.
Okay.
If I'm going to my hometown favorite, Massachusetts favorite, Cane's Donuts,
Cane's.
which I grew up on this street that Cane's is on. Cane's is like
well-loved donuts.
Yeah.
Donut shop.
Yeah.
Then I'm getting a glazed almost every time because it's a honey dip there actually.
Yeah.
Which is that's like a perfect
But
donut.
the fresh honey dipped or glazed donut is unbeatable.
Yeah. And I think I would take it over Boston cream. Anywhere else I would take Boston cream first. So glazed is probably third.
And since we're talking about donuts, we have to shout out rest in peace Twin Donuts.
Oh
You
yeah.
served Boston and Brighton for a long time.
Mhm.
Loved you.
All right. I never went. I never made it there.
You've never been there?
I didn't spend a lot of time in Alston. Yeah. No.
Oh,
All right.
no,
Yeah,
never
we
good.
could keep going on donuts and
We could talk about donuts all
Twin
night.
donuts. Yeah. Well, one of my favorite donut places is Luke's in Connecticut. It's in
And we will.
Avon or Simsbury.
This is a
Great,
donut episode.
great donuts. I really love them. It's one of these places though where the donut box comes with a Bible verse on the.
Oh.
What's your favorite Bible
I
verse?
don't have.
Okay. Jesus wept.
Jesus wept
Yeah,
is
that's
the
a
only
good
one I can
Love that
remember.
one, yeah.
I know from
It
trivia.
really shows how Jesus wept.
I know from trivia. It's come up in trivia in a couple of different places. What 5-letter word? Some will tell you 5 letters. What word comes up like 120 times in the first chapter of Matthew?
Is it Jesus?
No.
Is it Judas?
No.
I'm out.
Is it wept?
It is no. It is begot. If you know, it's that one that goes from Abraham begot Isaac. Isaac begot
Right.
Joseph.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
getting the names wrong. And it goes from
People begot.
it goes from
Yeah.
Abraham to Jesus with every man begat this next guy.
Right.
Remarkably, no women in there whatsoever.
Well,
Yeah.
they didn't. They didn't begot apparently.
Some of them might be, as an aside, his mother was. You might have heard. His mother was Rachel.
If it was a
or-
famous mother,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
like 3 women, like I don't know, Rachel,
She's a good one.
Bathsheba. I don't know.
Sure.
Was she famous or
Mary?
infamous? I don't know. Well, it gets to it. Yeah, I'm sure Mary is mentioned at the end.
That sounds right.
All right.
She gets a lot of screen time later on.
And speaking of Mary, we just finished the mother of all tangents.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, any more thoughts on donuts?
No. No more thoughts on
Well,
donuts or the Bible.
No, I think I'm out. I'm good.
Are we the Bible podcast now?
We're the Bible
Let's
and
take
donuts.
a hard turn.
We might get more listeners if we became the
Probably
Bible
would.
podcast.
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
Anyway, I think we're ready to get into into our items
I
tonight.
thought you were going to say the meat of it.
I feel like I'm leaning on it too hard. So we're gonna
Don't lean
You
on
might
that
have
meat
to
too
make
hard.
the section, the segment, the meat of it. And then,
The meat of it.
But yeah, let's take a little break. Let's cook some things up, and
Were we going to rate these Uncrustables
yes,
now?
yes, we are.
Okay. So let's just do it quickly. We don't need to talk about anything. I think we all agree there's a little whimsy here. There's a little,
oh, plenty of whimsy.
yeah.
I think the box is adorable.
The box is adorable.
I don't know if you
It's-
guys saw this. There's a little bite taken out of the sea to make that looks like the bite that
Yeah.
you would take. 5 out of 5 for me. These are what is it?
Ice cold.
Ice cold killer.
Same for me. Ice cold killer. I love it.
I can only give it a 4.
Wow.
This man's not stoned enough. Get him some more weed.
I'll work on that. It's probably it is the gold standard of frozen peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
That's for sure.
That's true.
Yes.
I'll go to 4.5.
Ooh.
All right.
So chill.
Did we come up with a half scale?
No, we didn't come up with a half, but 4 is chilled.
A chilled
out.
out killer.
Yeah.
Chilled out. Yeah, chilled out.
Chiller.
A killer who just smoked a little blunt.
That's right, yeah.
He's a chiller.
All right.
I like it.
All right. So we're going to take a break and try the rest of the stuff.
And we'll be right back. And we're back.
We're back. I was drinking this time.
Gotcha.
We ate a fuckload of food.
We ate a good amount.
Yeah, that was a smorgasbord.
Yeah.
For me, pretty delightful.
And absolutely nothing substantial.
No.
Yeah, no, I feel like there's a gaping hole in my stomach where that food is.
We're going to be hungover just from sodium tomorrow.
Yeah.
But was it worth it?
We're doing this for the listeners.
For the listeners, for our own munchies.
I feel like we should note, to my knowledge, none of us have the munchies right now, correct?
No, we're not.
Yeah, I was planning to just play it off like we might be stoned, but no, none of us are.
Well, I bring this up because I feel like we have to, in a way, factor in if we had the munchies,
That's a good point.
would these be better?
Yeah.
Just a thing to ponder.
That's
Probably.
the thing.
I mean,
to keep in
yeah,
mind.
I
like
think
that.
so.
Yeah.
I mean, like I kind of mentioned as we were eating them, I feel like specifically pizza rolls are one of my like party snacks. Bagel bites
Yeah.
kind of fall into that too.
Yeah.
And I feel like those are kind of drunk foods for me
Yeah.
in like a party setting. So I kind of, and like I'm not a big smoker. I don't smoke. So I haven't done it much. So I feel like I have to equate drinking to kind of munchies as much as I can.
Sure.
And I feel like that usually elevates foods like this.
Yeah.
A trashy
It's a
kind of
similar
food.
kind of thing, except for being drunk is a little more sloppy. You're like,
That is true. Yeah. You're just burning your mouth on all of these.
Yeah.
You're just shoving them in fresh out of the oven.
Based on listening to me so far, people probably would have guessed that I was high.
True.
But
Right.
no, we're not. Actually, a little CBD for a medical issue, but
yeah, it's medicinal.
it's medicinal, and that's not the kind that gets you high.
So
Does it make
yeah.
you hungry?
No,
No. All right. So
No.
you got none of the.
no, my appetite's been low
Beneficial.
for a long time.
So how should we go about this? Okay, we've had what? 4 things.
We have had 4 things.
Four.
We got the packages for 4,
things,
3 of
things,
them.
4 things.
4 things. The 4th one is still in the freezer, but I sent you guys pictures of the front and the back.
Mhm.
We could go in the order that we ate them,
That seems as reasonable as any.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
or we could figure out what alphabetical order is.
No, that's too much.
Oh, then you got brands. And,
Yeah.
No. It's not even possible. All right. So to start, Lily's Toaster Grills grilled cheesy garlic bread sandwiches.
Yeah, this is a grilled cheese sandwich in the freezer.
What a delight. A modern phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I've had these before. I might have mentioned it on the pod. They have just a regular grilled cheese at BJ's, so I'm familiar with the brand. But these are the garlic bread version. So the outside just has a little bit of sprinkle of parsley and like some garlicky butter.
Does it say what kind of cheese is in that, AC?
That's a great question.
That's a really good question. The ingredients list is so long.
Oh, no.
We took points off for this with Zatarain's.
I mean, it is a factor, I feel like, in these, specifically in frozen foods. There's just so many things packed into there that, and you're like, at a certain point, it's like you're not eating real food. But if they can pull it off without a laundry list of ingredients, it's
and
pretty
yet
impressive.
some brands like an Amy's
Mm-hmm.
has like 10 or fewer ingredients.
Right.
Zatarain's had like 60.
It was crazy how many ingredients
Wow,
were on that.
That's insane.
Yeah.
When we did the freeze dried, that was just like the things that were in it, right?
Yeah.
It was just like
Yeah, right.
pasta,
That makes sense.
meat, garlic.
Right.
That was really good.
There are no preservatives in that because the freeze drying process itself
It does
Preserves, right?
Maybe I was right to do that.
Yeah.
the job. You should become a prepper for real.
Just need 3 times the budget to buy that food.
Right.
That's
yeah.
that's the issue.
I didn't expect that to be the case, that they were that much more expensive.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, I guess I get it. I guess it's an investment, really, in the future.
That's true.
I guess.
It's a hedge against the future.
Yeah, right.
But just to follow up, it's got pasteurized, processed Swiss and American cheese.
Okay.
I didn't taste the Swiss. You guys get
I
any
feel like
hints of something else?
I think I
get it.
tasted some of the holes.
The holes. No.
That might be a
Can
contender.
you, like,
What did we
explain what that means?
Did you eat some of the corn?
Swiss cheese has holes.
Yeah, but how did you taste it? Was there I guess what I'm getting at, were you saying there's too little cheese?
It was a joke, Michael.
Yeah, but is the joke that there was too little cheese?
Did you taste God in that bread because it was so holy?
Really, the overwhelming taste on this, I think, is the garlic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not. These are really fascinating to me. I felt like they weren't garlic bread enough, but but it was a nice added bonus to a grilled cheese. I have a revelation here that I need to make that I was saving while I didn't want to break this news. I didn't really eat grilled cheese growing up.
Shaun.
And I'll tell you this, I don't really eat it as an adult either.
Unbelievable.
Isn't this crazy?
Neither
Yeah.
did Mike. He just thinks he did.
Right.
I just think that I ate
You
grilled
just
cheese.
ate toast and cheese.
Toasted cheese.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. I think a toasted cheese is close enough.
Fine.
I'm walking back my mom's skills even a little bit more because I think that she could make a grilled cheese sandwich also.
Nice.
I don't even know if my mom could because she didn't make them for me.
She wouldn't.
I do blame my mom for this. I do think this was her fault. She didn't make grilled cheeses, and so I didn't.
She was making you healthy vegetables.
She was making me the peanut butter jellies that I was asking for.
Yeah,
I
this is
think
peanut
as
butter
a child.
jellies, yeah.
It's butter bread cheese.
Well, I don't like butter.
That's
Like,
right. You don't like butter.
And so this, I think, is honestly a big issue, and maybe the reason that I do kind of like the garlic bread because it's less buttery.
Cuts the butter.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing I don't love about grilled cheese. It's heavy on the butter.
That's true. You do have to
Yeah.
love butter for
Yeah.
that to be a good thing.
So I think this all tracks.
Yeah.
I
You
kind
should
of
try
like
a toasted cheese.
I think an open face toasted cheese.
Yeah, there's no butter. It's just toast.
I guess that I'd be fine with. Yeah.
Maybe it's not that exciting.
But does that only work with American cheese? That's
No,
right. You
no,
can
yeah.
get like
Can I
cut slices of cheddar or
Yeah.
Colby, I think. Things
I could throw a 3-cheese
gonna
blend on there,
Mini
really
bread.
mix it up.
A little Mexican blend. Why
Yeah,
not?
right. Spice it up.
It's so spicy. It's spicy. It's a little spicy. Okay, watch out. Packaging, actually do like this packaging.
I do, yeah.
And not that
Orange
we have
is
to
the-
go through all the things on all of these.
Orange
but,
is the right color.
yeah, orange is
Yeah.
the new black.
That's it.
The grilled cheese on the package looks like what we had.
Mm-hmm.
It's very on par.
Or it's
I-
maybe a little more squished, being that you
Yeah.
cook it in the toaster.
Yeah, that's a little crazy too.
Yeah.
We've given Mike shit for saying he's made a grilled cheese in the toaster
And
when he
here
meant
we
toaster
are.
oven.
Here we are.
Egg on our face.
Sweet
And-
revenge.
And the directions for this are microwave for 30 seconds, then put it in the toaster.
Oh, I didn't realize you microwaved it before.
Yeah, I think that's just to defrost it.
Yeah, right.
So you're not
Yeah, it's not just frozen.
you're
Because
getting
otherwise the outside would just get toasted. You would still be.
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
In fact, I think it maybe could have even gone a little bit longer because the cheese was warm but not quite melty.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, it might have been a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it said I think put it on medium high in your toaster. I don't really pay attention to toaster settings.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't like microwave settings often have like a high or low, and I just press the number. I usually just press
Always
30
high.
plus 30 like 4 times, and then
You know what I just discovered after having a microwave for 4.5 years? I've had a microwave much longer, but this particular
I was gonna
this
ask
particular
you.
microwave, 4.5 years,
Yeah.
it is also a convection oven.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that.
Unbelievable.
And when you use it as a convection oven, you can put metal in there.
Wow. Defies
I
logic.
guess because it's not using the
Yeah.
microwave aspect, like the waves,
Yeah.
whatever it is that conducts
I
electricity.
tried to reheat some pizza recently
Mhm.
on the convection oven
Right.
setting. It did not do as great a job as the air fryer does.
Well, that's good to know. But that is a really cool feature for a microwave, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
impressive.
You know what? There's a YouTuber I like. I think she's on Bon Appetit, Lan Lam. She does a show called Technically, and she has a really good episode on
Mhm.
how to use the microwave.
Ooh.
Includes like frying things. So I remember one bit where she puts like some capers in oil and like microwaves that for a while to like
Wow.
crisp them up. And apparently that works really well. So yeah,
Okay.
check it out.
The microwave is a tool. It should not be shamed. It may be giving us cancer, but we need to embrace it at times.
Yeah. I mean, we're just, at this point, we're all getting cancer. So let's just like
100%.
embrace it.
Yeah.
Anyway, garlic.
This food is going to kill us before the microwave.
That is very
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
I think the difference here is that like between this and like a regular grilled cheese is the bread is not as bready. Like it's got one thing I love about this, it has a nice crispy side.
It does. Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like a full slice of bread, and it feels a little bit light. Do you guys get that?
Yeah.
Like you're eating a lot of air.
Yeah, I do. It's not quite as soft as the Uncrustables bread, but it is, yeah.
Almost as non-existent.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of airy. I guess that is a way to put it. I definitely feel like I didn't fill up on anything when I ate this.
Yeah. You're going to go home and have another
100%. Yeah. Okay, Mike, you said that you have bought these for yourself and that you would just like eat 2 in a night.
Yeah.
I think a thing that I'm having trouble with this, I mean, the garlic bread one is a little more interesting, but I can't like rationalize the idea of buying bread and cheese that is pre-grilled.
Yeah.
It just seems like such a basic, ingredients wise.
Yeah.
It should be 2 things. It's not, but it should be the simplest thing that you could make. To buy that frozen feels like such a waste. But you stand by this?
I stand by it. In fact, I actually do not get these anymore because it's problematic. Where it's like, yeah, let's say, how long does a grilled cheese take to make? Like front to back?
Like 6 minutes.
That sounds right.
No, it's way more than that.
It's not.
Including getting stuff out of the fridge. And you're also not trying to speed through.
You
right?
gotta preheat the toaster.
No, yeah, not the toaster version, which is probably more quick. But like, let's say it takes 15 minutes, right?
Sure.
Okay.
I think that's reasonable.
I say definitely less than 10.
From buttering the bread.
From the moment you walk into the kitchen.
Right.
It's less than 10.
I think you're thinking about this as you're doing it as quickly as possible. But you're
a casual grilled cheese, 15 minutes.
Yeah, you're drunk, you're kind of wandering around, you're like, whatever. Like, I'm just trying to make some shit.
Like you butter a piece of bread, you take out your phone, you text somebody, you like check your Instagram, and then you butter the next piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15,
I was
20
making
minutes,
these
sure.
in the air fryer, and like I had enough of them that I developed a process, and I think it was like 5 minutes. So you just open it up, 5 minutes, you're back in front of the TV. Plus, you can be in front of the TV for that 5 minutes.
That is true.
There's no turning things over.
Right.
So yeah, to me, this gets you like 90% of the way to a fresh made grilled cheese, but it's easier and quicker.
Right. Okay.
I have to agree with you that this is easier than making a grilled cheese.
Right.
Yeah, because there is more to it. You're putting it together, you're melting the butter, you're buttering the bread.
Yeah.
So you're taking off 2 to 3 minutes at least. Maybe
at least.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not like thinking about saving time on a grilled cheese, but I don't eat grilled cheese very much.
You
so
don't
this
like
is so this I have to take myself out of it.
I don't eat a lot of grilled cheese either. It's just I don't count calories, and I don't have a lot of concern about what I put in my body.
Mm-hmm.
I should have more concern.
Humble brag,
but just bread and cheese just seems like wasted calories to me.
Yeah, I do kind of.
Okay, so I'm here with 2 grilled cheese haters. Let's just give it the score.
If
you guys have your minds made up.
5.
If I'm doing bread and cheese, it's a French bread with a good brie.
Ooh, okay, yeah, that's
ice cold killer.
I will say a slight criticism of this. I felt like the cheese kind of got stuck to the roof of my mouth a little bit, which felt like
user error.
Maybe if we melted the cheese a little bit more, maybe that would have helped.
Probably would have been worse.
I don't know that there was enough cheese in there to stick to anything.
I don't know. I didn't hate these. I didn't love them. I think I'd maybe give it just a solid 3, a 3 out of 5.
Okay. 3 from Shaun. Darren?
Lukewarm.
Oh, sure.
It's lukewarm.
Yeah.
About the temperature of the cheese in the middle.
Yes.
It probably should have stayed in the toaster a little longer. I'm not going to get these again, but I didn't hate them. And I'm going to go an edge above you and give it a lukewarm and a half. A Luke, I am your father. A cool hand Luke.
Cool hand Luke is that one.
A 3.5.
Like, yeah.
A cool hand Luke it's as good as eating a dozen eggs. Does he eat a dozen eggs?
More than a dozen.
Maybe it was more. Yeah. I don't remember. Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's it for Lily's Toaster Grill's grilled cheesy garlic bread sandwiches.
What did I give the
100% real butter and cheese.
What did I give the Uncrustable? A 4, I think, right? Or
It's hard to say.
I think it was a 4.
all right.
4.5? You bumped it up
Maybe-
to a 4.5, I
maybe.
think, mid-conversation.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just trying to keep in mind.
Yeah. Everything kind of...
What's your overall score for the Munchie
Yeah.
haul?
Yeah.
All right. Next we did
Moving on.
Bagel Bites.
This is the 3 cheese blend?
3 cheese blend.
Or
Yeah.
just 3 cheese?
Bagel
But yeah.
Bites, pizza snacks, 3 cheese. No high fructose corn syrup.
Nice.
No artificial
Why
flavors.
would
Hell yeah.
high fructose corn syrup be in there?
There's sugar and everything. In fact,
That
there's
is
probably
true.
sugar in these.
It's like
I mean, like the bread, maybe?
There's an additional 1 gram of added sugar. But it's not high
It
fructose
could be in
corn
the
syrup.
sauce.
does this say it's real cheese?
It's definitely in
Yeah.
sauce. Does it say real cheese? No, they're not. At least not on the front page.
3 fake cheeses.
Yeah, it's going to take me a second.
Yeah,
Let's look
dive
at
into
the
those
difference.
ingredients.
Yeah, so we had just cheese on this.
Yeah.
And full disclosure, I bought this box of cheese bagel bites, and I also bought some pepperoni bagel
Oh,
bites that I ate a couple nights ago.
Wow.
Um,
Couldn't wait for us.
We made these in the oven. I made the ones the other night in the air fryer.
okay.
But you can't count those in your score.
No, I won't.
But can I know, just for personal reasons, which one you prefer in terms of the cook?
Air fryer was crispier,
Yeah.
which I liked.
Okay.
Although
I was
following
worried they'd get a little too hard.
I was
Following
worried
the air
that too.
fryer directions, it should have gone like 2 minutes less than they said, because
Okay, yeah.
they just became charred little chunks.
That's what I figured. I was afraid they would just totally dry out. I mean, even in the oven, I feel like these did get a little bit dry and pretty crispy, honestly, which I like.
The bagel itself is still a little doughy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think you kind of need that. I think if it anything less than that, and I think it's just like a cracker.
Yeah, for sure. So what they have on the ingredients for cheese is mozzarella, cheddar, and Monterey Jack.
Why?
Why? Because they all have distinct flavors. Did you not get the distinct 3 flavors?
No.
One of the cheeses kind of looks like corn after they've been cooked. To
Yeah.
the point where I almost questioned if there was corn on these.
That sounds like a good idea.
I've had
And
a street
very
corn.
American.
I've had a street corn pizza actually. There's a place in Waltham that makes a solid. Actually, I don't think they do it anymore. But the Copper House Tavern used to make a really solid street corn pizza. It's
So-
delightful.
Cheese tangent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I caught my wife once just sort of singing under her breath Bruce Springsteen song, but she was singing, "I got a wife and kids in Monterey Jack."
Probably funny if
So,
you've never heard that song.
The actual song is Baltimore Jack. I went out for a ride and never came back. So we changed the next line to, I went out for some cheese and I never came back.
That's good. That's
This is
good.
really good.
I think this is a parody song we should finish.
I think so, yeah. I really enjoy bagel bites. I think they're delightful.
Yeah.
These do bring me back. I did eat a lot of bagel bites, I feel like, as a kid.
I think, the nostalgia is kind of requisite for these if
Yeah.
you're going to enjoy them.
I did not have any of this novelty stuff as a kid.
Mm.
I
Um,
missed out.
Some of it existed, maybe. I mean, my mom bought no unnatural stuff. There was no Kool-Aid. There was no Chef Boyardee.
Right.
She made stuff. She didn't make it good,
Right.
but she made it herself.
Right. It sounds like maybe she should have bought some unnatural stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe that would have
so-
helped.
Yeah, but how did you get inverted cane syrup in your diet? That's the real
Inverted
question.
cane syrup.
Yeah.
So I first had these in college.
Okay.
I think these are one of the definitive high drunk
Yep.
come back to the
Absolutely.
house, the apartment, the dorm room.
For sure. If I'm being honest, I feel like Bagel Bites could have been a whole episode of their own.
They could. I mean, and
Yeah.
they will. And they
Yeah,
will.
that is true. Yeah.
Unless Darren nixes it, which
that
may
might
happen.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We could.
We'll
Well,
see.
it'll be a while before we repeat anything.
Right.
In college, I went to a school where a whole lot of the college would go to the Cape for a week after exams ended in May. The school even put their mark of approval on that.
Yeah.
Because they left time for the seniors to go drink like fish on the
Yeah.
Cape and then come back the next week and drink like fish for all the graduation activities.
Of course, right? Yeah.
And I rented cottage with a bunch of other guys. We came back after a kegger one night. Somebody had bought a box of like 40 or 50 of these.
Oh yeah.
One of my friends said after we walked in one night and we just throw ourselves on a couch, "Are there any more pizza fucks?" He just could not remember the word bagel. So these have been pizza fucks ever since that day. These are pizza fucks. So Ted, Eric, we're reviewing pizza fucks tonight. The word pizza isn't even in this. It's bagel bites.
Bagel bites, pizza snacks.
Oh, they are. Yeah, they're pizza snacks.
Pizza snacks.
We should contact the Bagel Bites Corporation and let them know there should be pizza fucks.
Pizza fucks.
That should be
PF Bagel Bites.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't explain what it stands for.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, what else to say about these? I mean,
I'll say this. I think that the specifically this 3 cheese didn't have quite enough sauce for me. If the sauce doesn't immediately squirt out into the roof of my mouth, scalding the entire thing for the next week, then I do feel like it's a little bit of a letdown.
Kind of a ripoff. There was quite a variable amount of sauce too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bagel Bites pretty inconsistent. Let's tighten things up with a little bit in the old factory, wherever they're based. I don't know where they're based.
Well, I'll look into that.
Could this be an issue with tariffs?
It could be a tariff thing. You know,
there are frozen foods that come from other countries, but I think a lot of the stuff we're trying tonight doesn't.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Good old American Bagel Bites. They got to get it together.
Distributed by Kraft Heinz Food Company, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I mean, that doesn't mean that's where it's made, but I didn't know this was a Kraft Heinz.
I actually didn't know that either.
That doesn't have any company really on it. It's just Bagel Bites.
Bagel Bites.
But
they do.
I'm sure they just
themselves.
purchased the brand. Yeah.
That's probably.
Speaking of Heinz, I forgot to mention that I had ketchup with my grilled cheese.
You did,
Which I do. With the garlic, it didn't work as well. But
that makes sense.
That was my fault.
That's okay. We live and we learn.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. You didn't know.
Now you know. Next time you buy the Lily's toaster grills,
The more you know.
no ketchup.
I will say, I feel like the sauce on this tastes pretty ketchup-y. Like this is, you kind of had the same thing.
Yeah,
once,
that is true. Yeah.
But, that being said, nostalgia factor, ice cold killer.
I'm gonna
Seriously?
Yeah.
Everything is going to get a 5 on this.
It's the Munchies episode, baby.
Maybe Mike is high.
I think I land at a solid 4 for these. They obviously could be better, but I'm never upset to eat a bagel bite. And I do think the pepperoni ones are better than the 3 cheese, but we didn't get those. Pepperoni might have gotten it to a 4.5, but I'm good with a 4 on these.
There's a big nostalgia factor for me too. I don't like them, but I got a little bit of love for them. The highest I can go on this is 3.5. Another lukewarm. Cool Hand Luke.
Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah.
Not quite as good as an egg.
No. They're really not that good at all. So I feel like I'm being generous with a 3.5.
It's another combination of bread and cheese, and then now with the addition of sauce.
Yeah.
So we've elevated a little bit of what we've.
You
what
should
we've
be
already
doing little
said.
air quotes when you say
That's,
sauce.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ketchup.
Ketchup is the most complex of sauces.
This is
we
true.
can all agree.
Yeah.
French sauces be damned. Yeah.
5 French mother sauces. One of them is ketchup, in my opinion.
Are any of them tomato based? They must be.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
John.
Don't look at me.
Let's go to our culinary correspondent, Shaun. 5 French mother sauces.
The fresh sauces, ketchup, and there's for
It's confirmed.
mustard,
French mustard.
escargot sauce.
Barbecue.
That's the one.
And those are them.
Yeah.
CGI Fridays, chicken wings, buffalo style. Wow. Oh,
Yeah,
they have a portrait and they have a landscape.
Nice.
You never know how that's going to get stocked in the freezer. Yeah,
that's
smart.
That's good marketing.
I do like that.
Yeah, I figured we had to do Fridays something.
Fridays does feel like another like frozen food staple for me. The frozen apps, some of them are better than others.
Yeah. I feel like the frozen foods will outlast the restaurants by like hundreds of years.
Almost definitely.
Our ancestors will be eating these and be like, they won't even know that a restaurant existed.
Yeah, no.
I think that's happened with some brands already.
Yeah.
They're
rest in peace. I can't think of it. What's the pie one? I forget.
Marie Callender's.
Right, Marie Callender's.
Yeah, right.
I think there are still some restaurants, but they're not many.
California.
Yeah. These wings, I thought they were not that great.
They're, texture wise, kind of bad.
Yeah, like really soft.
It's soft.
We talked about crisping them up a little bit if you cooked them out in an air fryer or something. The inside of them was really soft in like a way that I found a little Yeah, I didn't love they just kind of like they were a little mush in
They were a little fatty too.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, and so you cook these in the conventional oven.
Yeah.
They don't have air fryer directions.
No, there are microwave and oven directions.
Only.
I didn't want to put these in the microwave.
No.
I think they would have been worse.
Oh, they would have been gross.
They would have been soup.
So good call on that.
Chicken wing soup.
But I think I did have a part of it that was crispy. I think it was probably the part that was, on actually touching the pan.
Right.
And that was pretty good. Like if they could I bet if they came up with air fryer directions, these could be like 50% better.
Maybe if I had sprayed them with a little oil, they would have crisped up more.
Maybe.
And not stuck to the baking sheet as much, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could have helped. But, that's not what they told you to do.
Okay? That's right. We follow instructions.
And you know what the problem is? Over at the company, they treat every day like Friday.
That's right.
And they just don't have time to get around to these things.
Nope. Everyone's leaving the office at 2, 3 o'clock. They're just not gonna.
They're like, I don't do meetings on Friday.
That's right. They go, I'm not gonna schedule that for tomorrow. I'm taking off. Every day is a Friday. They're not getting anything done. It's a real bummer, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been in a Fridays for decades.
It's been a long time. Yeah. Of those kind of chain restaurants, first of all, they're not very prevalent here in the Massachusetts area.
No.
And
there used to be a little bit more in Connecticut and New York. There used to be a Times Square Fridays.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
I think it's still there.
It might be. I don't know why anyone goes to it. To maybe Midwest tourists.
True. Yeah. They've never seen a Friday before.
Yeah, it's like
their weeks.
It's like
skip it.
People I've heard say, "Oh, I want a real New York bagel."
That's right.
There's a Dunkin' Donuts. Let's get one.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed Fridays when I was in college. I think they did like an endless apps kind of thing, and I feel like that was great.
Yeah,
their in-person app experience much better than the frozen. Although, again, I think some of their frozen appetizers are like pretty solid, which is why these were a major disappointment for me.
I will say the flavor, like the actual buffalo flavor, was quite good.
It was a good spiciness.
Yes.
Yeah, nice vinegariness.
So the flavor was good. The chicken was not.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if they were the kind of food where they were just the chicken wings and then they came with a sauce packet.
Mm-hmm.
Would they be less soggy? Would they crisp up more and then you toss them with the sauce after the fact? Would that improve these? I don't know. Maybe.
It might. It's kind of interesting. We've done the Purdue wings together.
Right.
And they also did not come with a separate sauce.
Right.
And it seems like nobody wants to do that. Maybe it's just too much work. They're just like, okay, our customers don't want this.
Right. I feel like I'll say it. There's a frozen cauliflower wing that we get pretty often, and they do that with the sauce packet. And it's buffalo too.
What the fuck is a cauliflower wing?
It's.
I think you're behind the time here, Darren. This has been a thing for.
It's just
maybe 10 years.
It's essentially just breaded cauliflower, but they call them a wing.
Why do they call them a wing?
It's a vegetarian substitute, and it looks kind of like a wing because it looks like a drumstick, and it has like a nice texture to it. Like it fries up really nicely.
And they're kind of they get kind of soft on the inside.
It's quite good.
So someone's got this little Da Vinci
ones, right?
Carving cauliflower into the shape of chicken wings.
They're not shaped like chicken. They're just cauliflower, but they vaguely look a little bit like mostly the drumstick. Mostly, because they've got the the little. It's got that kind of shape.
All right.
Anyway, those ones come with the sauce packet, and then you can toss it with the sauce after the fact, so you can crisp them up in the air fryer, and they don't get they're not all soggy.
Like
the other thing too with the air fryer ready wings was that those weren't as heavily sauced.
That's true.
And they're obviously ready for the air fryer.
It was more like, it was like a baked in, maybe the breading or whatever coating had some spices in it.
Right. So those worked better in terms of being sauced without the sog factor.
Yeah.
Sog factor here is pretty high.
Yep. We ready for
I think so.
Scoreagami?
Yeah.
Darren?
Yeah. We're going down for me as we go along. I am going to be consistent and go with the half scores. This is a 2.5 for me. Warmed over and a half.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm right in that ballpark. I think I'm going to go 2.25. I didn't love these, and I think my hopes were pretty high for them, and I think that's part of it. Yeah, I think it's way lower than the Zatarain score that I gave, but I'm going to stick by this one. Yeah, 2.25.
All right.
Yeah, I know I'm normally the score inflator. I'm like the opposite of the guy that deflated balls for Tom Brady, Jim McGonigal.
Was that his name?
No. But yeah, I'm going 2 on this. I think I don't have any desire to go back to these.
I was the high one on this, huh?
Yeah.
You're high, buddy. All right. Last item on the list, the famous, the beloved
Totinos. For the love of God, I always thought these were Tostinos.
I mean,
until this week.
It is a missed opportunity.
But it is Totinos, right?
But maybe they could make a version that's specific for the air fryer. It's Totinos.
Yeah, definitely Totino.
I'm going to grab these from the freezer because it comes in a package of 50. We did not make anywhere near that amount.
Yeah, no.
But we'll pass around the frozen remains.
Yeah, we put these on ice, just like Walt Disney's head and Mike at some point and Ted Williams. There was a long tangent while you were gone about Frozen.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Frozen
I was Frozen.
Yeah.
We need to at least read those ingredients down in the corner, not the official ingredients.
List. Yeah, no,
that would take too long.
These don't have all night. I've never had. This was supreme. Supreme flavor.
Didn't know they made it.
They include sausage and pepperoni seasoned pork. Pepperoni seasoned pork, whatever. Chicken and beef pizza topping with green peppers and onions. This is confusing. Chicken and beef pizza topping with green peppers and onions, pizza in a golden crust, sausage made with chicken pork added. Chicken pork
added.
Everyone's favorite meat, chicken pork. How do you think that happens?
When a chicken and a pork
really love each other.
Love each other very much.
You just put it in some casing and you got a chicken pork sausage. Hold on, I'm really confused about this. Well, there's no punctuation.
No.
But it's all, I guess, all of these toppings and then pizza in a golden crust, which I don't think I would, describe it. Well, I guess it is golden.
Just call it like piss colored.
In a piss crust.
just speaking of chicken pork, have you guys heard the old joke? I think Opie and Anthony did this a bunch of times, talking about
old school Opie and Anthony.
When you're having ham and eggs, like ham and eggs for breakfast.
Right.
The chicken was involved, but the pig was committed. Get it?
No,
the chicken laid an egg, so you get your eggs.
Right.
The pork. The pig had to give his life.
That is true.
The chicken was involved. The pig was committed.
That's good.
Wow, maybe that's just funnier in my head. And probably Opie and Anthony's too, and now they're in jail. They're not, right?
I don't think so. So pizza rolls, another classic. You got a bunch of people over. You throw 50 pizza rolls in the oven and you put them out, and they're a crowd pleaser. I think most people are happy to see a pizza roll.
Everyone's too drunk to know they've burned their mouth.
Yeah. They're like a gusher of meat and sauce, and they explode in your mouth with burn.
Yeah.
I gotta say, the Supreme flavor, not my favorite.
No, you
Why?
can't taste what's in there.
No.
But you mean in general, you don't like Supreme?
Well, I mean, I don't order Supreme pizzas very often, but in terms of pizza rolls, I've never had this flavor, and I was pretty let down by it.
Okay.
I feel like I typically default to the pepperoni.
I think it would have been elevated by a little pepperoni because the only detectable flavor in it to me besides sauce and cheese was sausage. And the sausage doesn't have as much like bite or prevalence as pepperoni.
Right. And I will say in this, all you get is pepperoni seasoned pork, which I don't think is pepperoni. No, that's later on. That's sausage made with chicken pork added.
Gotcha. Yeah.
The punctuation on this. Whoever wrote whoever wrote the ingredients list on this clearly works at the same office as the Fridays people because they are phoning it in, that's for sure.
I thought you were going to say the same office as Zero Punctuation, the famous video game reviewer.
Oh no,
not that guy. No.
Does he also work at the Fridays office?
Oh yeah, he works at Fridays.
Yeah, right. On Fridays, he's like, "All right, guys, I'm taking it the day off," and then he goes and he writes his reviews.
Yeah, because he doesn't have to use punctuation.
That's right.
It's a lot easier.
Yeah, power right through it. So yeah, I don't. There were like little specks of pepper in this, and like I got a little bit of that, and I was like, oh, peppers, not pepper like the spice, like green peppers.
I didn't notice those at all.
I got them, but I was like, I don't know what this is.
I got a little bit of peppery from this.
It just it didn't mesh the way that I want it to.
Yeah.
That being said, I do still really enjoy a pizza roll.
It's still, kind of fun.
I still kept eating them.
Whimsy.
They're definitely whimsical.
Pizza in a pocket.
They are.
It should have whimsy.
I found them pretty whimsical. The way they kind of explode a little bit when you're cooking them.
They did. I put these in the air fryer for less than the time that it called for.
Oh, really?
And a bunch of them still burst.
Yeah, and they were pretty crispy. So I think any more, they would have been hard as a rock. Yeah. Again, if if they were pepperoni, I'd go higher. But on these, I think I land at like a 3.5.
Wow. Are you going to regret that 3.5?
I might. Yeah, I'll probably listen back to this and question everything that I've said. I'll probably change all my scores after the fact. But yeah, I'm going to stick by it. 3.5.
Yeah, please, tweet out or whatever it is, Instagram out your updated score.
I will. Yeah. Everyone stay tuned.
Yeah, I think for me, these are a solid lukewarm. These are the 3. It's like, yes, I am eating food. It's crunchy.
That's really what you're looking for. It's, yes, I am eating food.
Maybe if I was stoned I think if I was stoned more so than drunk, I would be a little happier.
I feel like if I was stoned, I would eat 50 of these. Like, I do think I would just keep eating them.
And watching Terminator 2.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds great.
Yeah, these were the last thing we ate. We made 5 each. If it was all we were eating, that wouldn't have been enough.
Right.
I didn't even want to eat one of them. I've had these before. I was not excited about them. I ate one, thought I need to review these. I will eat a second one just to get it down. This, unfortunately for me, is going to be one of the lowest scores we've ever heard on this pod. I got to give it a 1.
Wow.
Hot fucking mess. It's a hot mess. These are trash. These are just garbage. They should not be consumed by anybody.
Okay.
This is shocking. I didn't think anyone disliked pizza rolls this much.
No. I'd rather eat the pizza bagels, the pizza fucks. I'd rather eat anything else we had tonight than those.
Fair enough.
I'm just going to pelt them out the window at people.
I mean,
yeah, you do have
about, and I will each take a little.
Throw these in a plastic bag.
Put some,
You got about 30 pizza rolls here.
Yeah,
someone I get home.
Yeah.
Put some in your pockets and take some.
Yeah, I'll put them in my pocket.
That sounds good, yeah.
Yeah, it's a pizza pocket.
Pizza pocket. Maybe we should have done Hot Pockets.
I mean, I suggested Hot Pockets.
Yeah.
Another food that I didn't really eat very much, like growing up or anything.
I don't know that I've ever actually had a Hot Pocket.
I don't even know that I would consider it like a stoner food. They feel a little too dangerous for that with the heat factor. It
takes too long.
That too, yeah. So I think we're right to not do it.
This is way more stonerific.
These are all foods that I would consider yes, while we are having the munchies, we're eating them, but I also consider these foods that I would describe as munchies.
Yeah.
Like if my mom always, when we would have parties, she'd go like, well, I'm going to put munchies out.
Yeah.
And this is what I would consider that.
Absolutely.
So I think these are all a good fit. I think Hot Pockets are more of almost a meal. So I think that's where I think I delineate.
You got all of the food groups.
That's right.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think we need another pizza flavored thing in this.
No.
Or pizza. Well, they have like every Hot Pocket.
That is
a
very
steak and
true.
cheese Hot Pocket. Why
Yeah.
not? All right. Well, do we want to rate our overall munchies?
Oh yeah.
Munch Madness.
Oh, that is tough, actually.
We could. For me, the Munchie experience is probably going to be higher than any of these individual.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
I
Maybe not higher than everything, but it's not just about averaging these out,
right.
because the experience itself of just sort of hanging out with buddies and munching on trash food,
Right.
gets lots of points.
Yeah. And it's a lot of just like picking at things. You don't have to commit to anything too much.
Yeah, maybe stepping away and puking.
Potentially.
None of us did.
Can I ask, are we factoring the Uncrustable into these?
Yeah.
The Uncrustable
Absolutely.
sways things a
goes way
lot
up.
for me.
I did not expect it, but the Uncrustable was the best thing we had tonight.
Like when I was looking at that picture of all of the freezer foods, I couldn't stop looking at the Uncrustables. And I was like, I don't think they fit this description, but I really wanted the Uncrustables.
Yeah.
And I think it was the right call.
Absolutely.
I think if we were really stoned, we would not have waited for the Uncrustable to thaw.
Right. And maybe it will be better that way.
I don't know that it would, but
I mean, we can
'cause
all split a
the
third.
bread's
of
not going to get
Yeah.
that softness, but we could have the last Uncrustable.
Let's do it.
Shall we do it? I can
It's
do
still
that right
frozen,
now.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should cut
Let's
it
do
in
it.
thirds and do it.
All right. Sean, should we fill time?
I mean, listen, I can talk about my Munchie experience in the meantime if you want.
Please do.
I think Darren's right. I think having some food to kind of just pick at and be able to chat over, I think that's all really nice. I think it's not even really about the food at that point.
Yeah,
it's
that's
about
true.
the experience.
Yeah.
So I do think with that and the Uncrustable, I think I would rate my Munch Madness, Munchie Mania, Munch McGee experience.
What do we call it?
I don't know. I think I pitched Munchie Mania,
Munchie Mania. Yeah, I think Munchie Mania is good. Yeah.
but now I'm questioning it. Did I? No. Well, yeah. I think you said Munch Madness at one point. Yeah, I think my Munchie Mania, I would rate a 4. A 4. I'm gonna give it a solid 4. Nah, 4.25.
4.25. All right.
4
All
and
right.
a quarter.
Solid
Yeah,
score. Lukewarm and a bit.
that's right.
This is warming up. No, cooling down, I guess, by our scale.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in a similar camp. I think trying them, as far for this whole experience, the pleasantness or like the joy of just trying the things is part of it. And even though some of them weren't good, I enjoy like the experience of like having something new
Yep.
and hanging out with my buds.
Right.
And so, yeah, this is like, this is a solid lukewarm for me. I had a really nice time and nothing is going to make me sick. I don't think. I feel pretty good. And
For now.
and some things I really enjoy. Uncrustable. I'm glad to have tried the Uncrustables with you guys. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. The Uncrustables were a real delight here.
I took a picture of this Uncrustable because I impressed myself with how almost perfectly I was able to cut it into thirds.
Did you cut it like a
Wow.
peace sign? Is that? Yeah. Look at that.
Pretty good.
Here. All right.
I feel like world peace is right on the cuff.
This feels even feeling this is exactly what I remember. I'm gonna take it.
Cheers.
Oh yeah.
The peanut butter is still firm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then the jelly kind of squishes up.
The jelly does not really freeze.
Quite nice.
I
It
told you,
is.
it's a real treat.
Even still frozen, these are still the best.
And the bread is still soft.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although it actually impresses me more how much better the bread even gets
Yeah,
Yeah.
from the, like this is good, and the bread gets even better when it's
Mhm.
thawed.
that's true.
This has been out no more than a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What a treat. I might go 5.25. I might go a little over.
Wow.
You can.
I think so. Yeah.
You guys gave scores for the entire experience?
Yep.
Mine
I
is,
gave a 4. Shaun gave a 4.25.
I was thinking 4 also.
I think that is a fair
Yeah.
representation.
Mm-hmm.
I think it proves that no matter what, a bunch of little bites of frozen foods with friends, it's always going to be a 4 experience.
It's a home run.
It's always going to be, it's good, clean fun.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to get to 5 is if the Patriots come back from 28-3 in the Super Bowl.
Right.
No.
That'll elevate
That's not a way?
a pizza roll.
All right. Well, with that.
We are not done eating.
What?
Tell you. No,
Darren.
no.
I'm stuffed.
We got a segment coming up.
Oh, wow.
It is a Froze Before Hos.
Oh, shit.
So we've got to try a few things that are in the freezer.
Well, let's take a little break. We'll get ourselves settled, and we'll be right back. And we're back.
We are
Darren, what do you have in your mouth this time?
Hold on. I
got a ding dong
in my mouth.
I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's time for
the
another...
first bite of ding dong.
The worst bite?
The first bite.
The first bite. Yeah.
Oh.
It's time for
Froze Before Hos.
Froze Before Hos. We've got some ding dongs. Darren already had his.
Yeah,
Just a bite of mine.
This
So-
is the segment where we freeze things that are not normally frozen and tell you how they are.
Yeah, and we started with Hostess Ho-Hos. So just to sort of stick to the name, we have gotten Hostess Ding Dongs. Kept a Hostess product here.
So it's really like Froze Before Hostess at this point?
Yeah, that's
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
I think the first one was Hos.
Was the ho-ho. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Now, a ding dong is sort of just a round chocolate cake covered with chocolate frosting with cream in the middle. It's sort of a ho-ho in a different shape. I think I like the ho-ho more.
Yeah, I mean, I think the ho-hos are a roll, right? Yeah, I forget.
Yeah.
I think that may be a little conducive. You have to bite through a bit more.
Mm.
There's no breaking it up.
I was surprised how
Pretty good.
dense this became,
No,
Yeah.
but I'm into it.
it's not bad.
It's pretty good.
I don't feel like it's elevated. I'm going to let it go.
I don't know.
I
Oh.
wanted...
I don't know the last time I had a regular and a thawed ding dong, so it's hard for me to say. But I think I would keep it, bro.
All right.
I wanted this to be as good as I remembered the frozen ho-hos to be. And I don't think it is.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes a little like freezer.
A little bit, yeah.
I don't know if it has something to do with this particular package, how long it's been around, the shape being different, what it is. The ho-ho was better. I loved the ho-ho and kept it. I got to go let it go on this, though.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to Google a ho-ho because I can't remember what they look like. Does the ho-ho have a chocolate coating like these?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. But it's like a Swiss roll?
Like a
One of
Swiss
those?
roll.
Okay. Is that the same as a yodel?
Yeah.
Okay. I've had yodels
Well, it's
recently.
not the same.
Well, okay.
Well, Drake's makes the yodels.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I recently bought a box of yodels, actually, and they were delightful.
They're pretty similar.
The same thing.
Drake's makes the devil dogs, too, and I don't think Hostess has a similar...
Oh, I don't know if they do. I think the
What is that?
thing about the ho-hos, from looking at them, is it looks like the cream to cake ratio is better.
It's higher.
There is more
Yeah.
cake in the ding dong, and I think that is where you kind of lose it. I think if there was more cream to cake, I think it would be a little bit better.
And with the ho-ho, like each bite has all of the stuff.
Yeah.
whereas ding dong, you got to work your way to the center.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
earn the cream.
Let it go.
I think I'll still keep it. But I see the ho-hos being better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you guys sing Let It Go every time you let something
No.
go? Do you do like a
Let
full...
it go.
There you go.
Yes, we do.
Don't hold it back anymore.
We're not paying any rights to Disney.
That's
So-
valid.
Sue us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, come get us. Send Walt. Well, Mike has already met Walt.
Yeah. It's as racist as you think you would be.
Let's hit these Pop-Tarts that have been
Yeah.
in the freezer.
Wow. Frozen Pop-Tarts.
I was going to buy a box, but I got to the store and found 2 that sort of caught my fancy. There was a frosted Boston cream donut.
Well, that's pretty fitting, isn't it?
Yeah, I couldn't say no to that.
Yeah.
As we've
Our
established.
favorite
Yeah, our
donut.
favorite donut.
There's another that really has no distinct flavor. It's no chill sugar cookie.
Now that
So-
feels like the opposite of what you guys want. You want
No
chill.
chill.
That's true. You do want
And this has no chill.
There might be a bunch of different designs on this. So
it looks like, there's pictures.
I
Grab all 10.
I don't know what we're going to find when we open these packages of Pop-Tart.
So the no chill, we have now chilled.
Yeah.
So we now have just a
lukewarm.
blank
Yeah.
Pop-Tart.
Got nothing.
Oh, there's the little design. It's what is going on here? Oh, it's like a full like graphic.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what's going to be in this one.
Oh, they're a little hard to break.
If this is Boston cream, we're good. Yes, this is Boston.
Hey, lucky day.
Do you guys have a strategy as to how you eat Pop-Tarts?
Uh-oh.
That's me saying I have a strategy to eating Pop-Tarts.
This wasn't.
I mean, you'd love to hear it.
So my approach to a Pop-Tart has always been that I eat around the edges first,
Mm-hmm.
and then I eat the middle, because obviously the edge is the worst part,
Yeah.
and the middle is the best part. And when you toast it, that's even better. Which I didn't toast my Pop-Tarts very often when I ate them. I haven't eaten a Pop-Tart in a while.
Too long.
Yeah, it's just too much of a process. But yeah, eat the edges first, then you attack the good part.
This is another thing that I never had as a child.
Hmm.
There were no Pop-Tarts in the house.
Pop-Tarts were my breakfast at a certain point.
The no chill one tastes like a sugar cookie.
It really does.
Yeah, it's
sugar
supposed
cookie.
to taste like a sugar cookie. I've got a reindeer taking a shit on mine.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly didn't really look at what was going on here.
Yeah, I mean, neither.
That does look like a reindeer taking a shit. Uh-huh. That's absolutely what that is. These get really dry when you freeze it. Oh, yeah. We got the guy in the box.
It's a donut in a puddle or something.
I don't like these.
Yeah.
I've kind of liked them before. I've never gotten them much, but it's better when you toast it.
Yeah. And you have to just get the flavor you like. Otherwise,
Yeah.
the flaws kind of jump out at you.
Yeah, there's a white frosting with a picture on it, a little marshmallowy. It's not
I
good.
like that the frosting gets a little harder. I'm trying to think of, it's not crispy.
Like
But it's-
the inside part?
That the frosting on the top
On the top. Okay.
it's like a little more, I can't think of the word. You know, it's
Crispy.
crispy is like what I want to say. It's kind of, it's that. It's frozen.
Yeah.
I kind of like
it's
that, but
like
then,
a little crunchy. It's icy
Yeah.
a little bit.
but then the rest of the Pop-Tart gets really dry
Yeah.
to the point where
And then
I
the
do feel like I
filling is a
can't-
little chewy.
Yeah.
How's the Boston cream?
I'm not sure.
I haven't gotten to the good part yet, but I'm working my way there.
All right, this one I broke in half, and I'm going to eat from the middle.
I mean, it does evoke Boston cream.
It does. This is better. I still don't like it, but it's better.
I gotta say, I've run out of drink, and I'm really struggling. I tried to take a sip of my throat coat tea that I drank before the recording.
Throat coat?
I drank some throat coat tea because I felt like my voice was starting to go a little bit, and I needed some of that the real deal, the slippery elm.
Slippery elm?
Slippery elm is the disgusting term for whatever they put in throat coat tea that actually coats your throat, and it does make it, apparently, I don't know, less rough.
I'm terribly torn here. Do I go with that sounds like a poison that the Greeks killed each other with? Or do I just call it slippery wood and go there?
I mean, I'm sure the Greeks also gave themselves some slippery wood.
The Greeks enjoyed slippery wood.
Famously enjoyed slippery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slippery elm kind of sounds like a Harry Potter thing.
Slippery
You know,
elm.
if somebody would eat slippery elm before they would,
Mm-hmm.
like whatever they eat when they jump into the water and they have gills.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I have
yeah,
these
yeah.
as a Pop-Tart stuck in my throat when I'm trying to talk.
Who was the Harry Potter boy who was really good with the plants? The Norval or the
Is that Neville Longbottom?
Neville Longbottom.
Mm.
Yeah, he would know slippery elm.
He would, yeah.
I'm going to take one more bite of the Boston cream because it's not that bad. I'm going to throw up tonight.
These are kind of rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You really notice the lack of quality of the pastry
Yeah.
in this situation.
And I think the problem too with these two flavors is they're more on the sweet side.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's what I want from a Pop-Tart. I mean, I guess Pop-Tarts,
Are there
I like
savory Pop-Tarts?
I guess
like the strawberry with the frosting.
I guess they're all sweet, but they're not like desserty.
Yeah.
Like
these-
Sean
maple-
likes gravy Pop-Tarts.
that sounds nuts.
The turkey dinner Pop-Tart.
Turkey on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Gravy.
A pot roast Pop-Tart.
With
You know, like
with a mashed potato dip.
that's right, yeah. Like the maple brown sugar or whatever. That one.
Yeah.
That's the like the go-to for me.
Okay.
But I've never found that to be overly sweet.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, cinnamon is, it's got a spice to it. I feel like cinnamon's a spice, right?
And it's a
Technically.
spice.
Yeah.
There's, I think,
people put in savory foods.
right. I think these are just they're just kind of overly sweet.
And I think we found in the past that the being cold emphasizes the sweet a little bit more. And it just,
Yeah.
and I think these fall into I remember when we tried Oreos, it was like, yeah, it just tastes like sugar. And I love Oreos,
Right.
but you couldn't taste the chocolate as much. And
Mhm.
the same kind of thing here.
Yeah, I would let these go.
Let them go.
Let it go.
Let them
Absolutely.
go.
Wow.
Let them go.
I've been making smoothies lately with some cinnamon in it.
Oh, that's fun.
Apple pie smoothies.
Mm-hmm.
With, I got a container of protein powder that's been around for a few years. I'm
Yep.
finishing that up. So that with apple,
Protein powder's still good after a few years.
it's
Probably.
dry. It doesn't go
Yes,
bad,
so.
right?
Yes, it
Yeah,
would.
dry things don't go bad.
Yeah.
Cut up an apple, throw in some cinnamon, nutmeg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
not
good. Sometimes I change the apple for banana. And we got like a bananas Foster going there.
That's kind of nice. Yeah.
Or instead of the cinnamon and nutmeg, I put the banana with peanut butter.
Yeah. I feel like when my go-to, I feel like smoothie is like a strawberry banana with some peanut butter. That's usually where I go.
Yeah. Maybe I need to make a peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, hey, there
Yeah.
you go. Although I don't know, would you just put jelly? I guess you don't just put jelly in there. And you can't really put grapes in a smoothie. I feel like
Sure
that's
you
not a
can.
thing. But also grapes
Sure.
don't really taste like grape jelly. Like
No,
grape
you
jelly
gotta
is
use
not
jelly.
a grape.
You gotta use jelly.
Yeah, I think that's the
Red grapes, though. Put in red grapes. I think.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Peeps.
It's 420 is not only 420 this year, it is Easter.
Oh, it is the same day. Yes,
Yes,
it is.
it is.
Yeah,
So listeners, go high to your family dinner for Easter.
You should, yeah.
Grandma will love
after
that.
Christmas. I mean, after church. You can't go to
Yeah.
church high. That one. That's
Yeah.
a mortal sin.
If you
It's
go to
actually in
church.
the Bible.
Right. It
Wow.
says high begot jail.
Don't go to the Saturday night Easter. Is it midnight? Or
Midnight mass. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Maybe. I don't know.
I was an altar boy actually, and
Mhm.
you were too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think I served that mass at least once.
Wow. Staying
And-
up late.
And it is
Hanging with the boys.
I think Easter is the beginning of the Catholic Church season, and they bless everything in the church.
Hold on.
It says,
Why did these not seem cold at all?
Did they not even get cold?
Me and Mike just both took a bite and then looked at each other. The same look.
Nothing different about
You're right, they're not even cold.
This is just a peep.
And these have been out just like
I mean,
for however long we've been talking. I know we're
Does
talking
marshmallow
shit a long
freeze?
time, but if these fully defrosted, that was fast.
this
Really
is
fast.
just a peep.
They're just air.
They're barely cold.
They're
Defrosted
gluten-free,
quicker than the Uncrustable.
gluten-free and fat-free.
Well, it's pretty good. It's not any different than normal.
Yeah,
it's I'm going to go keep it for
I would keep these. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think I could eat more than one peep in general, but like,
Mhm.
I'll take it.
I think one every 5 years is about right.
Yeah. Yep. So now there's one more thing staring at us on the table that I'm really curious about.
All right, just to get these Peeps out of the way, I don't
Yeah.
like them one way or the other. So I'm giving them a let it go.
Okay.
That's valid.
Yeah. I mean, they are kind of a waste of calories.
I'll be honest, I think Frozen, in my head, Frozen would be kind of good.
I thought they were going to be chewy.
Yeah, I was
I
kind of
thought they were
looking
going to get
forward
hard.
to it. I think, well, don't we all?
Years ago in grad school, somehow there was a box of Peeps out at a bar one night, and we dropped some in beer, and they puffed up with liquid in them.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, they were just as no worse, no better. I think. I don't like Peeps.
Okay.
I don't really like marshmallows. I can do s'mores because the marshmallow flavor is covered and
Yeah, that
toasted.
makes sense. Can I just point something out real quick that I just noticed?
That Darren chose all these things. He didn't have to eat Peeps.
I mean, yes, there is that. This is entirely Darren's choice. No, I told the story. I explained how I eat my Pop-Tarts a specific way, right?
Uh-huh.
On the side of the box, I'm now seeing it says, eating Pop-Tarts one way isn't picky, but it's pretty cocky. Which I don't even know what the point of it. Like, I don't know what they're,
What
I
are
don't know
you
what they're
saying,
getting at.
Pop-Tarts?
But it is a real stab at me specifically in this situation. It's only on that one. I don't know.
Judge. Oh,
This
I
is
guess
a-
I was
This is a
cocky.
Kellogg's product, right?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
wait, where does it say?
It says it's on the Boston cream one. It says it.
Yeah. What does it say in
The no chill one just says like grab it all.
grab it all? I don't really like sugar cookies.
I like a sugar cookie, but I don't need a sugar
I don't like sugar cookies either.
Pop Tart.
If I want to eat sugar, I would just grab a handful of sugar. Okay, I don't need to dress it up.
I wouldn't. I would much rather a cookie.
My favorite form of sugar is probably chocolate cake.
That's better than a sugar cookie. I
Well,
think.
yeah, I picked up these Peeps because it's Easter and they are a definitive Easter product.
That's true.
Ding dong.
And so is this next and thankfully last thing that we have to put in our mouths tonight.
Yeah.
A Cadbury Creme Egg. And I've just bought one.
Just a single egg.
A single Cadbury Creme Egg.
Like when you sent us the picture, I thought like, oh, the other ones are in the freezer or something. No, it's just the one.
That's the one. I'm not sure how we're gonna eat it.
Yeah.
Do you have one of those, egg slicers?
Oh yeah.
I'm tempted to just smash it.
Okay. I feel like that's not gonna work.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you should try it if that's what you're.
I mean,
Like
you could try to cut it.
I think what's gonna happen is the chocolate's gonna kind of smash off, and the middle will just kind of smush.
It does.
So
It depends on
And
what
and
the
that's not
middle.
a thing you can split among three people.
The splitting is
my point.
is the part that I'm struggling with.
But do you think we're going to be able to cut this?
I mean,
Yes.
there's only one way to find out.
I'll get a knife.
What's your prediction here? Do you think it's going to be? Do you think the middle is going to be like solid?
That's a good question. I think it's gonna be just a little bit firmer, kind of like the filling of the Pop Tart. Where
Yeah,
it's toothsome, but you can get through it.
I think so too. I will say the episode that me and Max did while you were gone, we had that's a
knife
big
is necessary.
knife. What did we have? Brigadeiros? Is that what they were called?
Yeah.
Oh my god! That
It's
cut
cold.
straight through. Seems dangerous. I don't think smashing it would have worked.
Nope. It didn't really cut into
That's
pieces
big.
properly.
That's all right.
Here. Yeah.
Just use your hands.
There you go. Well, I was gonna
Thank you.
maybe split this piece, but you
So, it
have a
looks
strong
kind-
preference.
Oh,
Okay.
I was going to say the Brigadeiros are like a soft chocolate kind of thing, and those turned into what felt like almost like a ball of caramel, which I thought was
Yeah.
really interesting. Because then I ate one eventually thawed, and it was completely different. Like
that was better
It was
thought.
so much better, actually.
Brigadeiros?
Yeah, they're like a Brazilian
Yeah.
candy. That pretty much just tastes like a Cadbury Creme Egg to me.
Yeah.
It does nothing different.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really same.
Mm-hmm.
And I like a Cadbury Creme Egg, so I'm going keep it, bro. I like it. You should have got one for each of us. Would have demolished that thing.
I know.
Buy your own.
Yeah, I'll keep it. That's good with me. You know, when I went to Ireland at one point, they had Cadbury Creme Egg McFlurries. I think about it. I think
That sounds-
all the time. It was so good. And it's like one of those, they'll never do it here, but I wish they would.
Yeah. We just can't support Cadbury and
No.
those Americans.
I don't understand why.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's our allegiance to like Hershey's.
Yeah, unfounded allegiance.
Darren, you look like you're really struggling through this.
I can't tell if it's sweeter than it is unfrozen.
I actually kind of had that thought too, but I just haven't had one in a while.
I hate them both ways.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like things that are too sweet, and this is just disgusting.
This is sweeter than I remember.
Yeah. I could not have put down more than 1/3 of that egg.
Yeah.
Darren also got the middle portion, which was the largest part.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
If you wanted to pick your own section, you should have bought more eggs. That's what I'm hearing.
And your official statement.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to keep it?
Oh, let it go. Let it go.
Okay.
I'm not
just to make sure.
I'm not keeping any of these things, right?
I'm not sure.
This was
I'm not.
a relatively rough showing from the freezer.
Yeah, this was rough.
I mean, I kept 2 of the items, but I think that was mainly me just liking those
Like the
foods.
things.
Yeah.
I finished the Ding Dong. I finished
Dong.
the Peep. It's small. It
Yeah.
wasn't hard to put down.
Mostly air.
It's just
Yeah.
a Peep. It's just a regular Peep.
I finished my 3rd of the cream egg.
You did not finish those Pop-Tarts.
We're
No.
going to throw all of these Pop-Tarts away.
Oh, yeah.
Not fit for human consumption.
If
Honestly,
you
the
guys want
Pop-Tarts
these
here-
Pop-Tarts, take them.
No, I'll take some Totinos, but Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, maybe I'll take a Pop-Tart.
Oh,
The Pop-Tarts were the most surprising to me here. Just like in terms of the way that they were affected by the freeze and my thoughts on them. I didn't expect to dislike them as much as I did, but I also didn't expect those textures.
Yeah. Have you had one recently? Do you like, as an adult, Pop-Tart?
Couldn't tell you the last time I had a Pop-Tart,
Yeah.
but I definitely like the Pop-Tarts that I remember more than these.
Yeah.
They did, I feel like they went a certain way at a certain point with more dessert type flavors.
Yeah.
And I think that was the wrong move for Pop-Tarts.
I mean, they couldn't float by on brown sugar and
I guess
strawberry
not.
forever.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. I don't think we need a frosted Boston cream donut. I don't
Yeah.
think we need a sugar cookie.
Yeah, we already have Boston cream donut.
Also, I think the appeal to, well, this is me speaking, but when I was younger, I think I thought Pop-Tarts were healthy. Like there was a time where I thought they were, and now they're not even pretending to be.
Yeah. I mean, everyone knows toaster strudels were the healthy version.
Of course, right.
Anyway,
You could control how much of the jizz that you'd put on it.
jizz?
You know, the frosting, I guess?
White frosting.
Oh,
yeah.
Warm up. So it's body temperature.
That's right.
Anyway, thank you to Substrates for our music. Find them at substrates.bandcamp.com.
Find us online at thefrozebros.com. You'll find our social media there. We're on, I don't know what we're on. I'm just at a sugar high and a salt low. And these guys have not mentioned it, but I'm literally lying on the floor right now.
Indeed. Darren's relaxing. It's good for him.
Uh-huh.
Email us at frozebrospod@gmail.com. We love to hear from you.
Yeah.
If you agree with us, if you disagree with us, if you're mad at one of us.
You're mad at AC. Come on. You know it. Send him more hate mail. It shouldn't all come from me.
Yeah, I don't really get this joke, but that's fine. Anyway, that's our show tonight. Do we have anything else? Any follow-ups?
No.
And with that,
Throw
you
you
later.
I got a ding dong in my mouth.
Froze